degrees, partly cloudy, but no rain for the first time in about a week here in Annapolis as we welcome you out to Max Bishop Stadium for Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series between the top-seeded Navy Midshipmen and the number 2-seeded Army Black Knights. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Gordon Goldstein, and Game 1 was washed out twice on both Friday and Saturday here in Annapolis, but perfect weather for baseball here this afternoon as we get set for Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Again, Navy taking on Army. We'll have the starting lineups for you and the first pitch coming up in just a few moments here from Annapolis. The national anthem just wrapping up here in Annapolis as we welcome you back out to Max Bishop Stadium for Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series, again between Navy and Army. 2 days after it was scheduled, originally scheduled for 1 p.m. Friday, washed out on Friday, tried to play on Saturday, washed out again yesterday, but finally ready for baseball here this afternoon as Army takes on Navy. Let's get to the starting lineups for both teams, and we'll start first with the visiting Army Black Knights. Leading off will be the center fielder, Jacob Hurtubise. He is an absolute beast on the base paths. 38 stolen bases in the regular season, far and away the league's leader in stolen bases, so if he gets on, he will certainly be trying to run. John Rosoff, catcher, bats second, Patriot League Player of the Year for Army. Josh White, second baseman, hits third. In the cleanup spot will be the third baseman, Anthony Jaquin. Trey Martin, shortstop, bats fifth. Hitting sixth will be the DH, Matt Hudgens. Drake Titus, right fielder, bats seventh. Hitting eighth will be the first baseman, John McKenna. And batting ninth will be the left fielder, Anthony Crompton. On the other side, for the top-seeded Navy Midshipmen hosting the Patriot League Championship Series this weekend, leading off will be the center fielder, Logan Knowles. He was the preseason Patriot League Player of the Year, first team All-Patriot League for the second straight season. Zach Biggers, second baseman, hits second. Stephen Bourne, he had the big hit for Navy in the 10th inning of Game 2 to keep Navy's season alive. He's the right fielder, batting third. Hitting in the cleanup spot will be the first baseman, Christian Hodge. Hodge had a huge series the last time that Army and Navy met. He hit 3 home runs in a 3-game series against Army. Evan Lowry, left fielder, bats fifth. Hitting sixth will be the third baseman, Jacob Williamson. Liam Lowry, the DH, bats seventh. Hitting eighth will be the catcher, Alex Smith. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, Michael Koritz. That starting lineup going up against Tyler Giovinco for Army. Noah Song will get this start for the Navy Midshipmen, and not an easy road to the Patriot League Championship Series for either of these teams. Both teams lost Game 1 of the Patriot League semifinals, starting first with Navy. Navy lost Game 1 to Holy Cross 4-2, so they had their ace on the mound, Noah Song, lost Game 1 4-2, but came back with 2 tremendous pitching performances. Sean Camhoot threw 8 1/3 scoreless innings against Holy Cross in Game 2, and it ended up being a 10-inning win for Navy, 4-0. Stephen Bourne, mentioned him before. He had the big hit in that game, a bases-clearing triple in the top of the 10th inning, give Navy a 3-0 lead. They would add one more in that game, win 4-0 in 10 innings, and then in Game 3 the next day, won 4-1 behind a tremendous pitching performance from Andrew Sauer, who went the distance, allowed just 1 run in that ball game. On the other side for Army, like Navy, they dropped Game 1 in the Patriot League semifinals as they took on Bucknell, lost 4-1 in Game 1, but then bounced back. Big offensive game for them in Game 2, won 11-7. It really wasn't that close. They were up 11-3 at one point in the game, gave up 4 runs in the 9th inning to hold on and beat Bucknell in that game, and then the next day they were able to come up with a 4-3 victory. Again, another situation where Army was up heading into the late innings of the game. They held a 4-1 lead and ended up winning 4-3 as Bucknell made it a 1-run game in the 8th inning. So Army and Navy facing off for the at least 6th and 7th times this season, and then an 8th time if necessary. Army, number 2 seed in the Patriot League tournament. Navy, the number 1 seed. They had identical 18-7 records in the regular season, but because Navy swept a 3-game series from Army, in the third weekend of April. They got the #1 seed. As first time the two teams met, 2 games on a frigid day at Camden Yards. Army won both of them. The day featured a snow delay when they were playing at Camden Yards, and again, Army winning both of the games, so they had a 2-0 lead in the season series, but then Navy, one game at Fenway Park, they won behind a couple of home runs from Christian Hodge, and then took the other 2 games that weekend. They got a great pitching performance from Noah Song, who went the distance in the 9-inning game, as Song does take the mound here before Game 1, Patriot League Championship Series. And again, Navy winning all 3 games in that second series. So Navy won the season series 3-2. That's why the games are in Annapolis here this weekend. So Noah Song taking the mound here before Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Again, delayed 2 days because of rain. Originally was scheduled for Friday at 1 p.m., washed out, and then tried to play yesterday. It was originally scheduled for noon, then got pushed back to 3, and eventually wiped out after a bit of a delay there. And so Song taking the mound here, facing Army for just the second time this season. He did not start against them in that opening series, the 2 games at Camden Yards, because it was the second day of a weekend series. So Song had pitched on the Saturday, didn't pitch on the Sunday, but he was absolutely tremendous at the game at Fenway Park against Army earlier this year. He went 9 innings, did not allow a run, 11 strikeouts, and 3 hits on 123 pitches, so he went the distance in the 9-inning game. His 14th start of the year, 6-4 with a 1.65 earned run average, 113 strikeouts in 82 innings of work, and we are finally ready for baseball here in the Patriot League Championship Series. 2 days and change later than we thought. But Song ready to go to work and throw the first pitch of the Patriot League Championship Series. It is up and in, and we are underway here between Army and Navy on a warm Sunday afternoon here at Annapolis. Temperatures in the mid-80s as the pitch is a called strike, and it's evened up at 1-1 to Jacob Hurtubise, center fielder here for Army. 272 batting average, no home runs, 21 runs batted in, but great speed as he grounds that one to second. Biggers over to first, and there's one away here in the top half of the first inning. Set up the defense here for Navy. In the outfield, Evan Lowry's in left, Logan Knowles is the center fielder, and Stephen Bourne plays right field. Infield remains the same, defense remains the same as it did for the Patriot League semifinals. Jacob Williamson is the third baseman. Michael Kuritz plays second. Zach Biggers is the second baseman. Christian Hodge plays first, and Alex Smith behind the plate catching Noah Song, as both teams pretty much the same lineups that they went with in the Patriot League semifinals. And a little bit of a delay there before Rozoff stepped up to the plate. Rozoff, the Patriot League Player of the Year in 2018, a tremendous season for him. He was first team All-Patriot League last year. Same thing again this year, and garnering the top player in the Patriot League as well. He had an absolutely tremendous season. 351 batting average, takes a first pitch ball outside, and the count's 1-0. 351 batting average, no home runs, and 43 runs batted in, and really good weekend last weekend against Bucknell as well to help hit his team into the Patriot League Championship Series. 7 for 13 last weekend. Another ball dealt to him, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. So both teams 18-7 in Patriot League play in the regular season. Now the 2-0 delivery is upstairs, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And at times this season, the command was an issue for Song. And look back to his start just last week. Thought he had ironed out the command issues over the final couple of weeks of Patriot League play. But he walked 5 against Holy Cross and deals his first walk of this game on 4 pitches to Rozoff. And that's the first base runner of this ball game. Rozoff aboard for Josh White. So Song has had 5 starts this year in which he has walked 4 batters or more. It was first few weeks of Patriot League play, first 5 weeks of Patriot League play, that the command issues really started. Walked 6 batters in back-to-back outings against Bucknell and Holy Cross. And then his final 3 starts of the year only walked 4. It's the first pitch, swing and miss. The count's 0-1, but then again, 5 walks last week against Holy Cross, and an early walk here in the top half of the first inning. So really, the walk's the only knock on the season for the junior Noah Song, who was really good once again. 1.65 earned run average coming into this game, so swing and a miss there. And the count is 0-2. White on the season, 281 batting average, no home runs, and 33 runs batted in. Army team that doesn't hit for very much power, just 6 home runs total on the season, but they will run a ton, especially Hurtaby's at the top of the lineup. His time is called. And Drake Titus are the 2 guys to really keep an eye on the base paths. 0-2 delivery, fouled off to the right side. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Infield plays back for the double play with the runner at first base. Rose off the catcher. Just a small lead, and the pitch again fouled off. It's 0-2 still. Song, the last time he faced Army in that game at Fenway Park, and throwing the season high 9 innings. Normally Song throws in the 7-inning game, so not very many opportunities to go 9. As the pitch called, 3rd strike, looking for a strike out of the ball game for Song, and there's 2 away here in the first for Anthony Jaquin. But Song did throw a season high 123 pitches in that game against Army. He's very familiar with going up over 100. So he can go deep into ball games. And now the cleanup batter, Jaquin, will stand in. First pitch to him, swung on and looped in the air out towards shallow left. Koritz going out. He won't get there. Lowry makes the play. Runner trying for 3rd, and he airmailed the throw as the batter, Jaquin, will end up at 2nd on the throw, so it'll be a single, but runners will end up at 2nd and 3rd. Good base running there by Rozoff with 2 outs to read that one, get himself into 3rd. Jaquin gets himself a single, then goes to 2nd on the throw, and all of a sudden Army in business here with 2 outs in the first inning. They've got runners at 2nd and 3rd, and 2 down for Trey Martin.
Stepping in the shortstop, number 6, Trey Martin.
Martin, the shortstop, stands in. Looked like when Lowry played that ball in the hop, he might have a chance on a play at 3rd on Rozoff, but just threw it about a foot over the head of Williamson there. And so now here's Martin with an opportunity for a 2-out RBI. Song sets first pitch, swinging, grounds it right to 3rd. Williamson comes up with it, fires across, and on 1 pitch gets out of the jam here in the first inning. No runs here in the first inning for Song on 1 hit and 2 runners left on base. After half an inning of play, Army doesn't score. Navy coming to bat. The left-hander Tyler Giovinco finishing throwing his warm-up pitches before the bottom half of the first inning, as Army did not score in the top half of the first, so Navy get their 2nd look at Giovinco on the season. He pitched against Song in that game at Fenway Park, went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, and getting the loss in that ballgame. So now we'll take the mound here for the first inning. Logan Knowles, Zach Biggers, Stephen Bourne do up to the first look at Giovinco, who winds and deals a first pitch ball, and the count is 1-0. So Knowles, 287 batting average, no home runs, 26 runs batted in, leadoff hitter for Navy. No 1-0 delivery to him is in there for a strike, and it's evened up at 1-1. Knowles got off to the really slow start to the season. Batted just 178 over his first 12 games of the year. It's the pitch, another called strike, and it's 1-2. He was the Patriot League preseason player of the year this year. Got off to that slow start, picked it up in Patriot League play. 25 games Patriot League play, ended up batting .333, so finished the year strong. Now the 1-2 pitch to him is looped over the head of the second baseman White and into right field, and it's a leadoff single here for Knowles, and a runner aboard for Zach Biggers.
Stepping in the second baseman, number 2, Zach Biggers.
We talked about the base running threats for Army in the top of the first inning. On the Navy side, really just two of them this season. Knowles with 13 stolen bases this year, did have one last weekend. And then Stephen Bourne, who waits on deck, are the two threats to run, but got a left-hander on the mound in Giovinco as Biggers shows bunt and pulls back on a ball down low, and the count is 1-0. Giovinco did pick off 3 runners this season, so not the easiest guy to run on. Knowles has a decent-sized lead over there. Giovinco just staring him down. Biggers again showing bunt, and that time it's a called strike. It's 1-1. Biggers, team leader in batting average, .338 batting average, including last week's games. Home run and 31 runs batted in. He did see the batting average drop a bit last week. Had a tough series at the plate against Holy Cross. Now a toss over to first. Knowles will get back in there standing up. Biggers the series against Holy Cross in the Patriot League semis. He went just 2 for 13. Grounded into a couple double plays. Not bunting here, and softly rolls that one foul up the third base line. Count will go to 1-2. So they take the bunt off there on the 1-1 pitch. Hits it foul. Now 2 strikes on him. So assume that the bunt will still be off here for sophomore Biggers. And 2 really good offensive seasons for Navy. Freshman year, .331 batting average. Louisville Slugger freshman All-American. And now first team All-Patriot League as a sophomore. 1-2 pitch to him down low. It's evened up at 2-2. Got Knowles over at first base. Had the leadoff single here in the bottom half of the first inning. Now Giovinco dealing with Biggers. 2-2 pitch, swung on, another little looper out towards center. That one will hang up there for Hurtubise to make the catch. Knowles will retreat back to first base, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Set up the defense now for Army. In the outfield, Anthony Crompton's in left. Jacob Hurtubise just made that play as the center fielder, and Drake Titus is the right fielder. In the infield, over at third, Anthony Jaquin. Trey Martin plays short. Josh White is the second baseman. John McKenna plays first, and John Rosoff is the catcher. As another toss over to first base. So here's the senior Stephen Bourne. He had the big hit in Game 2 last weekend. First pitch running, and the pitch is taken for a ball down low. Throw down to second, and they got him. What a throw there by Rosoff. Get Logan Knowles, just the 4th time he's been caught stealing this season. The Patriot League Player of the Year guns him down there at second base, and there's 2 away, and the bases are empty. Nice throw there by Rosoff. Pitch did miss down low for a ball, so now here's the 1-0 pitch. Jam shot popped up to first on a hop. It'll be played by McKenna, who will glove it and tag the bag. And the side is retired. So a little bit of a funky play there, but McKenna makes the play. The side is retired. Giovinco ends up facing the minimum here in the first. We'll head to the second, no score. Go to the second, no score between Army and Navy. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Noah Song's already delivered a first pitch strike here to begin the second, and now his next pitch, swing and a miss by Matt Hudgens on the off-speed delivery. And Hudgens quickly behind in the count, 0-2, so Song back out for his second inning of work, dealing with 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. DH Matt Hudgens in the 0-2 hole. As the right-hander deals a big breaking ball. It's a called third strike looking. Second strikeout looking there for Song. And there's one away here in the second for Drake Titus.
Stepping in the right fielder, Drake Titus.
And Titus, the second leading hitter on Army. .295 batting average. Home run and 28 runs batted in on the season. Again, he's their base running threat, the other big base running threat on Army as he looks at a first pitch strike, and the count's 0-1. He had 17 stolen bases on the season. Just behind Hurtubise's 38. It's a pitch down and in, and the count's 1-1. So Titus stands in with the bases empty and 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. 1-1, a little high, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch fouled off right side. It's evened up at 2-2. So Song making his 14th start of the season. Really good numbers for him in regular season, Patriot League play pretty much everywhere. 3-2, 1.76 ERA in Patriot League play. As the pitch, sharp grounder, it'll go over the glove of Williamson and down the third base line. Titus is going to try for 2, and he'll get in there standing up. It'll be a 1-out double there for Titus and another runner in scoring position for Army here in the 2nd. Williamson made a diving attempt for that ball, and it kind of skipped over his glove there. Might have taken a different hop than he thought on the dirt cutout there by third. Skipped over him and ends up being a double. And 2nd straight inning that Army has a runner in scoring position here against Song. They had 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs in the 1st inning. Now they have a runner at 2nd with 1 out here in the 2nd, and John McKenna, the first baseman, will come to the plate. Song's first pitch to him down and away, and the count is 1-0. Get a .234 batting average, 1 home run, and 31 runs batted in. Get the Patriot League leader in strikeouts and Song on the mound, and then you got McKenna at the plate, who's struck out 65 times this year, tied for most in the league, as the pitch swing and a miss. And the count's evened up at 1-1. McKenna, 6'5" out of Parkland, Florida, digs back in, and the pitch swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. 6'5", 215, so a big guy up there. First baseman there for the Army, trying to pick up an early RBI. And both of these teams dropped their first game in the Patriot League semifinals, so but certainly familiar with coming from behind in the series. And now the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Song. 2 away here in the 2nd for Anthony Crompton. So McKenna, league leader in strikeouts. Strikes out against Song, who struck out more batters than anybody in the Patriot League this year. Song, in addition to leading the Patriot League in strikeouts this year, one of the nation's leaders as well. During the weekend, he was 10th in the nation in strikeouts. So already got 3 of the first inning and 2/3 of this game as Crompton fouls the first pitch off, and the count's 0-1. Crompton, .237 batting average, no home runs, 21 runs batted in on the year. Pitch to him, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Good fastball there from Song, so 2 strikes on another batter. After the double by Titus, struck out McKenna, and now has Crompton buried in the hole, 0-2, and a chance to strike out the side around the double for Song here in the 2nd. He sets the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, blew another fastball by him, and Song does indeed strike out the side here in the 2nd. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. No score. To the bottom half of the 2nd inning, no score between Army and Navy. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Tyler Giovinco ready to go here in the 2nd, and said that Hodge went around on that pitch that was up and away. So Christian Hodge leading things off here in the 2nd, then Evan Lowry and Jacob Williamson for Navy. It's the 0-1 pitch outside, and it's evened up at 1-1. So Hodge, that tremendous series against Army, 3 game set, including 1 at Fenway Park when he hit 2 home runs, went 8 for 12 in that series. 3 home runs, 6 runs batted in. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike to him, so almost single-handedly helping Navy sweep Army in that 3-game set. Count evened up at 2-2 as Hodge, one of 4 players to start every game so far this season for Navy. .256 batting average, 5 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Now the 2-2, quite high and away, and the count runs full, 3-2. Giovinco allowed the leadoff single in the bottom of the first inning, but ended up facing the minimum when Knowles was caught stealing. Payoff pitch, checked his swing, laid off a ball outside. For the second straight inning, Navy has their leadoff batter aboard, and Evan Lowry will come to the plate. So in the first inning, when Knowles got on, and then Biggers came to the plate, first couple of pitches, Biggers was showing bunt, never got it down, ended up flying out to center. So we'll see what they do with Lowry here in the lefty-lefty matchup, not showing bunt, and takes a healthy cut and comes up empty on the first pitch. And it counts 0-1. Lowry was an on-base machine last weekend against Holy Cross, went 3 for 9, but drew 5 walks. Scored 3 runs, started that series batting 7th, but moved up to the 5 spot, and that's where he remains for this series. The pitch, it's the bend out of the way of that one. It's evened up at 1-1. Another member of that strong sophomore class for Navy, batted .277 this year, 3 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Bats with Hodge, who has a small lead over at first, and the pitch fouled off left side. And it's 1-2. 1-2 delivery, down low, and it's evened up at rather called third strike. A little bit of a delayed called strike there, but he rung him up. It's the first strikeout of the ball game for Giovinco. Tim McCaffrey behind home plate here in this game. A couple of the strikeouts there by Song. Also the delayed third strike. First the verbal cue before he gives the visual one. And there's one away as Jacob Williamson will come to the plate. Counts 0-1 to him. So Williamson, third baseman for the Mids. Came up with a big hit in Game 3 last weekend against Holy Cross and fouls that one off. And quickly he's behind in the count, 0-2. Williamson, .275 batting average, 2 home runs, 46 runs batted in. He had a 2-out, 2-run single against Holy Cross in Game 3. It gave him a couple of insurance runs in that one. It's a pitch. Ball upstairs, and now it's 1-2. Giovinco got the runner over at first base, and now his 1-2 pitch comes down and in. It's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Williamson get off to a really good start to this year, but pretty bad slump that continued throughout Patriot League play, where he batted only .217 in 25 games. That one a check swing, grounded to second. White will tag the runner, now try to throw to first, and he got him. Nice play there by Josh White. He tags Hodge and then throws the first and just does get Williamson for the final out here in the second inning. So second straight inning, Giovinco allows the leadoff batter to reach, but ends up facing the minimum. We'll head to the third. No score. Go to the third inning. No score between Army and Navy. Noah Song will deal with the top of the Army lineup as Hurtaby is heading the count 1-0. Takes a called strike, and it's evened up at 1-1. So top of the Army lineup here against Noah Song in the third inning, showing bunt, and bunts that one up the third base line. Song is going to pick it up to shovel with the glove to first, and got him there. Nice play there by Song. Knew he didn't have time to get the ball out of the glove with his hand. Instead just shoveled it over to Hodge. And we've seen a couple of really nice defensive plays here by both teams in the last couple of minutes. First it was Josh White at second, starting the double play with the tag of the runner, and now Song able to get the speedy Hurtabees there at first, and job by him to keep Hurtabees off the base paths. He is so dangerous once he gets on. There's 38 stolen bases on the season, and so he's retired for the first out here in the third. And Patriot League Player of the Year, John Rosoff, will come to the plate. Pitch outside, and the count's 1-0. Interesting thing here over the start of this game is that Song has retired the leadoff batter in each of the first now 3 innings and been in the bigger jams, while Giovinco has allowed the leadoff batter to reach but faced the minimum over the first 2 innings. The count 2 balls and no strikes here to Rosoff. So Song has had to deal with a runner in scoring position in each of the first 2 frames, while Giovinco leadoff batter on each inning, but he faced 3 in each of those frames. And well, Rosoff walked on 4 pitches in the first inning, and now Song has fallen behind him 3-0 here in the third. So Song really has not thrown Rosoff anything particularly close to the strike zone. And the pitch, that one he gets over, and it's a called strike, and it's 3-1. Pitch, swung and fouled it off, and so now back in the count, it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Rosoff. Rosoff 1 for 4 in that game against Song at Fenway Park when Song threw the complete game shutout over 9 innings. The only look that he's gotten at him this year. Now the payoff pitch, fouled it off. It remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And best of 3 here this weekend to determine the Patriot League champion. Game 1 today, and then still undetermined what the schedule is going to be for the rest of the series. Right now scheduled game 2 Monday at 1 o'clock, could change and play 2 tomorrow if necessary. Payoff pitch, ball 4. Rosoff walks for the 2nd time in this game, so he's a 1-out base runner for Josh White. Song already 4 strikeouts in this game. He struck out the side in the 2nd, and also got the K of Rosoff in the 1st inning, or the K of White rather, in the 1st inning as White stands in now. Rosoff over at first has walked twice. So now Song will have to work back out of the stretch. Pitch up and in. Counts 1-0. White, 2nd team All-Patriot League in 2018. 2nd baseman. Saw him make that really nice defensive play in the bottom half of the 2nd to get the inning-ending double play. Now the 1-0 pitch, swinging a little looper to second. Biggers couldn't make the play. It'll drop into right for a base hit. Backpedaling there, Biggers, the Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. Tried to make a last-second leap and couldn't quite come up with it. Had he been able to make the play, Rosoff would have had trouble getting back to first, but instead it's a single. 3rd hit of the game and 3rd straight inning that Army has put a runner in scoring position against Song. So they stranded 2 in the 1st, had a runner at 2nd with 1 out in the 2nd inning, and now 1st and 2nd, 1 out here in the 3rd. So Army early opportunities against Noah Song, and Anthony Jaquin, who's already got a hit in this game, come to the plate, trying to put Army out in front. Song will look the runner back to 2nd. Jaquin stands in from the left side of the batter's box, and the pitch is down and away, and the count is 1-0. Being a freshman out of Livingston, New Jersey, really good freshman year for him. Patriot League Rookie of the Year, 1st team All-Patriot League 3rd baseman, and the pitch there is a 1-hopper knocked down by Biggers, but it'll get past him and into right field. Rosoff is going to be sent from 2nd. He will score without a throw. On to 3rd is White. And Anthony Jaquin with the sharply hit ball to second ends up resulting in a run. And Army out in front 1-0 and still threatening here in the top of the third.
Next up, shortstop, Trey Martin.
It'll be a base hit there for Jaquin, so he will get the RBI. Figures couple chances on really tough balls. Couldn't come up with either of them, and now Army has the lead, and they still have runners at the corners here, and Trey Martin will come to the plate. So it's Army with the 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. Now the first pitch here is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Really hard hit ball by Jaquin. Looked like Biggers had gotten the body behind it to at least knock it down, which would have prevented a run from scoring, but couldn't stop the BB from getting into right. As Sung looked to third and over to first, holds on to it. So you got runners at the corners here with still just one out, already a run in the inning. Martin at the plate. 0-1 bunts it. A Song off the mound. He thought about the throw home. Instead, will just take the play over at first. And Martin will come up with the RBI. White scores, and it's 2-0 Army here in the third. Looked like that Song might have had a chance on the play at the plate, but instead just takes the shore out over at first base. And so now 2 runs in. And Hudgens will come to the plate. Jaquin also went over to second on the play. Hudgens stands in. First pitch to him. It's a little low, and the count's 1-0. Hudgens is 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the second. So opportunities for Army in the first and the second, not able to take advantage. But now here in the third, 3 straight batters reached with 1 out, and 2 runs have come across, and the pitch is inside, and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Hudgens part of the 3 strikeout second inning for Song, but now struggling here in the third. The pitch, that's a called strike, and it's 2-1, and Song quickly approaching 50 pitches already in this game. And Army working their way through the lineup for the second time, whereas on the other side, Navy said just 6 players bat over the first 2 innings. Pitch. Healthy cut and a miss, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch, swung on and lifted high in the air out towards right center. Knowles will settle underneath it and make the catch, and the side is retired, but not before Army gets on the board here in the third inning. They score 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits, and they leave 1 runner on base. Go to the bottom half of the third inning, 2-0, Army leading Navy. Bottom half of the third inning, 2-0, Army leading Navy, the 2-run top half of the third inning. Giovinco ready to go here in the bottom half of the third, delivers the first pitch strike to Liam Lowry, and the count is 0-1. Lowry, Smith, and Koritz here in the third against Giovinco, who the leadoff batter to reach in each of the first 2 innings, but faced the minimum so far through 2. And the pitch swing and a miss by Lowry, and the count is 0-2. Lowry, .318 batting average, 2 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Now the 0-2 delivery down low. It's 1-2. Lowry, one of a few first-team All-Patriot League honorees for Navy. First-team All-Patriot League DH here in 2018 after really not seen much playing time his first couple of seasons for Navy. He only had 36 at-bats his first 2 years for Navy, but the significant playing time this year and took advantage, especially in Patriot League play. It's the pitch inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. .342 batting average in Patriot League play for Lowry. Now the pitch down low, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Giovinco leadoff single allowed in the first, leadoff walk in the second, but runner was caught stealing, and a ground ball double play. Now the payoff pitch way up and in. Second straight inning that Giovinco has walked the leadoff batter. 3rd inning in a row Navy as the leadoff batter aboard, and Alex Smith will come to the plate.
Stepping in the catcher, Alex Smith.
Time is called as John McKenna, first baseman for Army, getting attended to by the trainer over there in foul territory. So he took the sunglasses off. Not sure if he wears contacts, but it could have been an issue with a contact lens there as the trainer was looking at him. And appears to be okay. Back over at first base. Sunny day here, holds the runner on. Smith showing bunt at the first pitch and pops it up foul and out of play. And the count is 0-1. So Smith showing bunt here with the runner at first base and nobody out. .252 hitter, no home runs, 11 runs batted in. He does have 5 sack bunts this season though. Second on the team behind Koritz, who waits on deck and shows bunt again, pops it up, rose off, not quite high enough for him to get back there, so it just bounces on the back of the Y on the Navy logo behind home plate. And so now 0-2, so Smith, couple of opportunities to get the bunt down, not able to do so. And we'll see if they keep it on here with 2 strikes. Smith had a pretty good series last weekend against Holy Cross. Had a hit in all 3 games. Not bunting here, and he fouls it off to the right side, and it remains 0-2. So Army scoring the 2 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. Jaquin, the sharply hit RBI single that got past Biggers. Then Trey Martin bringing home Josh White on the bunt. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. And Smith is out, first base occupied, so Smith can't run down there, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Giovinco. 1 away here in the 3rd, and Michael Koritz, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Look at Smith and Koritz, these 8-9 spots in the lineup, a couple of sophomores who had to wait behind a star senior last year when they were freshmen. Smith had to wait behind Chinnery behind the plate. It's the first pitch to Koritz. It's called a strike. Counts 0-1, and Koritz had to wait behind Travis Blue, who played in every single game in his 4-year career at Navy. So Koritz not very many opportunities as a freshman. Pitch there, sharply hit past the 3rd baseman and up the left field line for a base hit. Around second and jamming on the brakes is Lowry as he kind of stumbles back there to the bag. Koritz has the hit, and Navy has runners at first and second with 1 out in the top of the lineup coming up.
Top fielder for the center fielder, Logan Knowles.
So a walk, strikeout, and then a single by Koritz. Koritz had a 4-hit weekend last weekend against Holy Cross. His first hit in his first at bat here against Army in the championship series. And now Logan Knowles will step up with the runners at first and second. So Navy, first runner in scoring position of this game, trying to answer the runs of Army back here in the bottom half of the inning. And a first pitch strike there to Knowles. Knowles started the bottom of the 1st with a single, then was thrown out at second. A really nice throw by Rosoff. catch Knowles stealing for the second out of that inning. Now bats with Liam Lowry at second and Koritz over at first. The 0-1 pitch, one of them popped it up foul, get out of play. And the count is 0-2. Oh, 2 delivery, a little outside, and it's 1-2. So partly cloudy skies today, temperatures in the mid-80s. Sun has been out at times. It's really started raining Tuesday night in Annapolis and pretty much did not stop until last night. Not seeing a whole lot of sun in the area over the last week, and now the pitch again fouled it off, and it remains 1-2. So the sun shining today, a welcome sight for both sides. Finally getting in Game 1 of the Championship Series here in the Patriot League. Navy trying to get back to the NCAA tournament, first time since 2016. Army went in back-to-back years in 2012 and 2013. Pitch, again fouled it back, and it remains 1-2. Both teams have won the Patriot League Championship 7 times since the league was formed in 1991. Holy Cross, the champion last year, beaten by Navy in 3 games last week here in Annapolis. Army got by Bucknell. It's the 1-2 pitch down low, and it's evened up at 2-2. Army got by Bucknell in 3 games last week at Army. So the top 2 seeds each dropping Game 1 on the brink of being eliminated, and were able to come back and win 2 straight games to get themselves into the championship series. And it's an Army 2-0 lead here in the top half of the 3rd inning. A couple of runners on base though. The pitch is high in the air, foul right side, and way up, well out of play, and it remains 2-2. So a long at bat here for Logan Knowles. A couple of runners on base in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. He sets, pitch, down and away, and runs it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Knowles among the Patriot League leaders in walks this year, 33 times. After last week, 4th in the Patriot League in that category. Now has a 3-2 count as Giovinco deals home, and he swings it and pops it up. Infield fly should be in effect as the catch is made anyway by the 3rd baseman Jaquin. So a long at bat there by Knowles, but Giovinco ends up winning the battle. He's retired, and there's 2 away, and Zach Biggers will come to the plate. Then 8-pitch at bat for Knowles after finally popping out to 3rd. So here's Biggers, 2 away now. Lowry remains at 2nd and Koritz at 1st. And the pitch is taken low, and the count is 1-0. Biggers 0 for 1, flat out to center in the 1st inning. Started his at bat with Knowles at first base. Ended up getting caught stealing. It's the pitch. Tried to check on a ball coming down and in, and looks like he might have twisted himself into a swing, but they appealed to 1st, and he held up. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. It was Biggers who had a slow series last week against Holy Cross, just 2 for 13. As the pitch up high, and the count's now 3 balls and no strikes. But one of those hits came in the top of the 10th inning when it was 0-0, a bunt single that eventually set up a bases loaded opportunity for Stephen Bourne. Came through with the bases clearing triple, gave Navy a Game 2 win. As the pitch catches the outside corner, and it's 3-1. Sets the pitch, swung it and popped him way up. Just off the infield. White will make the catch, and the side is retired. So Navy gets a couple of base runners here in the third inning, but cannot answer the Army runs. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. Go to the fourth, 2-0. Army leading Navy. Strike, and the count is 0-1 as he delivers the next pitch for a ball, and the count's evened up at 1-1. So 7, 8, 9 due up against Song here in the fourth. Drake Titus standing in to lead things off. Another strike, and now it's 1-2. So Titus, then McKenna, and Crompton here in the fourth inning. And Song, who gave up the 2 runs in the third inning, has really been in trouble each of the first 3 innings. Now the pitch is a called third strike, looking 5th strikeout for Song. And there's one away here in the fourth inning. Song has had a runner in scoring position in all 3 innings so far. A lot of base runners for Army. And after the strikeout, he is up over 50 pitches now in the game. He's at 53 pitches here with 1 out in the fourth. So trying to settle into this one. Faces John McKenna, one of those strikeout victims his first time up, and taps it foul at the plate, and the count's 0-1. So a predictable result the first time. Song, the pitcher leader in strikeouts, faced McKenna, the batter leader in strikeouts. He struck him out. 0-1, bounces it up there, and it's evened up at 1-1. It's part of that second inning in which Song struck out the side around a double from Titus. 1-1, swung and ripped down the left field line, but foul. And the count's 1-2. So Sung already with 5 strikeouts in this game. He has 4 double-digit strikeout games this year. Struck out a season-high 16 batters in just 6 innings in his second start of the year against Air Force back in February. Now the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is 6 strikeouts for Song. McKenna down on strikes for the second time in this game. 2 up and 2 down as Song looking for that bounce back inning after giving up the 2 runs in the third. And Anthony Crompton, the left fielder, will come to the plate. First pitch grounded right to short. Goretz has it, throws it across, and it's an easy and quick 1-2-3 inning for Song here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's 2-0, Army leading Navy. Go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's 2-0, Army leading Navy. Ben Gordon Goldstein delivers a first pitch strike there to Stephen Bourne. 1-1. Bourne, Hodge, Lowry here in the fourth inning for Navy. The 0-1 pitch is swung and hit foul left side. Jaquin will give it a look, but can't get there, and the count's 0-2. Bourne grounded out to first his first time up. It was really more of a one-hop pop-up, kind of a strange play to McKenna there at first base. Popped it up. That didn't go high enough for McKenna to catch it in the air, but caught it right by the bag and tagged first. And now the 0-2 pitch to him outside. It's 1-2. Bourne, one of just a couple of seniors in this starting lineup for Navy. Knowles and Bourne, the 2 seniors. The 1-2 pitch is a little low, and it's 2-2. Bourne, second team All-Patriot League this year. Started every single game for Navy. As the pitch, a grounder off the mound to the middle of the infield, and it'll kick just past Martin and into center field for a base hit. So make it 4 innings in a row now that the leadoff batter has reached here against Giovinco.
First baseman, Christian Hodge.
And here's Christian Hodge. Hodge walked his first time up to lead off the second inning. He's got Bourne over at first, and the first pitch swinging, pops it up foul and out of play. Counts 0-1. Well, when Army and Navy faced off in that game at Fenway Park, Giovinco gave up the 3 runs in 6 2/3 against Navy, and this guy up at the plate, and Christian Hodge, who was responsible for all the runs against him as a swing and a miss. Counts 0-2. RBI single, had a solo home run against him in the 6th inning, and then after Giovinco left the game, Hodge hit a 2-run home run that one of the runs was charged to him. So Hodge doing all the damage in that game. Now the 0-2 pitch to him is up high. It's 1-2. This game, he walked his first time up, and now getting his second look at the left-hander. The pitch fouls it off, and it remains 1-2. With Bourne over at first base, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Navy's best opportunity came in the 3rd. They had first and second, 1 out, and Giovinco got a couple of pop-outs to end the inning. Toss it to first. Bourne back in, standing up. Bourne team leader in stolen bases, 16 of them. In 19 attempts. And we'll toss over there again. So Giovinco thinking maybe with 2 strikes, Bourne might try to take off here against him. And a 3rd straight throw over there. Really seen Navy, who's had their leadoff batter on. Saw Knowles try to run in the 1st inning. So from that, not a ton in the pitch there, down low. Blocked by Rosoff, and the count's evened up at 2-2. It's been interesting. Song has retired the leadoff batter in every inning, but has been in the bigger jams than Giovinco, who has allowed the leadoff batter to reach in every inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a called 3rd strike. Looking 3rd strikeout for Giovinco, who gets Hodge there, and there's 1 away here in the 4th.
The left fielder, and Lowry.
Lowry will stand in. He's one of those 3 strikeout victims. Got 4 left-handed batters in the lineup against Giovinco. Lowry among them as he swings and misses the first pitch. And it counts 0-1. Lowry struck out looking his first time up in the 2nd. And gets his second look here. The 0-1 delivery, swinging a grounder right side. That'll get through the hole for a base hit. Bourne's going to try to go first to 3rd, and he'll get in there with the feet for a slide. Now in the throw to 3rd, Lowry trying to get there, and he's thrown out. Good play by Jaquin to throw back to the shortstop, Martin, and they get Lowry. And so a big second out there. Navy was set up for 1st and 3rd with 1 out, but instead, Lowry after the base hit, thrown out trying to get to 2nd. And there's 2 away in the inning, and Jacob Williamson will come to the plate. So a nice recognition by Jaquin to throw back to 2nd base. Right, the shortstop Martin covering, applied the tag on Lowry. Here's the first pitch to Williamson. It's down low for a ball, so Navy would have had the tying run at 2nd if Lowry had made it in there. Instead, it's just a runner at 3rd now and 2 outs in the inning. So 2nd time in this game we've seen a runner cut down at 2nd by Army. First in the 1st inning when Knowles was thrown out trying to steal 2nd, and now here in the 4th, Lowry not trying to advance the extra bag. Swing and a miss there by Williamson, and it's 1-1. Williamson hit into the double play his first time up, hit a grounder to White at 2nd, who tagged Hodge and then threw him out and just got him at first base on a close play. Now the pitch, it's a strike, and 2 strikes now on Williamson. A chance for Giovinco. 4 innings in a row. The leadoff batter has reached. Giovinco trying to make it 4 scoreless innings. A 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Giovinco, 4 scoreless frames for the Army starter. We'll head to the 5th, 2-0 Army. Go to the 5th, is Song ready to deliver his 1-0 pitch, and it misses high and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Jacob Hurtubise. Welcome you back up to Max Bishop Stadium. Top of the lineup due up against Song in a 2-0 Army lead, and Song has fallen behind the leadoff batter here in the 5th. 3 balls and no strikes, and it's a dangerous base runner in Hurtubise at the plate, and he puts him on in 4 pitches. And so Hurtubise aboard for the first time in this game, draws the leadoff walk. And Song will have to keep a very close eye on him.
Stepping in the catcher, John Rosoff.
Over at first base, as Rosoff has drawn a couple of walks in this game already, strolls up to the plate. So 3 walks now for Song in this one. See if Hurtubise and his 38 stolen bases try to take off against Song here. A quick check on him. And Alex Smith behind the plate for Navy. Has thrown out just 9 of 38 attempted base stealers, not going on the first pitch, and it's called a strike. And the count's 0-1. It's the first time that Song's been ahead of Rosoff in the count. Walked him on 4 pitches in the first and then fell behind him 3-0 in the third before eventually walking him on a 3-2 pitch. Another throw to first. Expect to see quite a few of those with Hurtubise over there, and he gets back in with the dive. Song does have 3 pickoffs this season. The 0-1 pitch swung and popped him up. Right side, just off the infield. Biggers is calling for it. He makes the catch. And Rosoff retired for the first time in this game. 1 away, and Josh White, who scored the second run in that 3rd inning, will come to the plate. Rosoff, who was just retired, scored the first on an RBI single by Jaquin. And Josh White scored in the 2nd on the bunt that looked like Song might have had a look at the plate but took an out over at first. So 2 runs in the top of the 3rd for Army. First pitch swinging, and he lifts that one in the air out towards center. Knowles is right there, and he makes the catch, and so quickly 2 batters retired in a row after Hurtubise drew the leadoff walk, and now Anthony Jaquin comes to the plate.
Anthony Jaquin.
He scorched a ball past Biggers at second his first time, or his last time up rather. He's already 2 for 2 in this game. It's another throw over to first base, and see Biggers at second base is taking a couple of steps back onto the outfield grass there at second base. And the first pitch to him, runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second is in time. They got him. A rare time this year that Hurtubise has been caught stealing, just the 6th time in 44 attempts. Smith nails him at second base, and the side is retired. No runs here in the 5th inning on no hits, and after the caught stealing, nobody left on base. Halfway home here in Annapolis, 2-0 Army. Go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Army leading Navy. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Tyler Giovinco ready to go here in the 5th. He has tossed 4 scoreless innings so far in this game, despite the leadoff batter reaching in every inning so far in this game. Liam Lowry will lead things off, and the first pitch to him is down and away. and the count is 1-0. So 7, 8, 9 for Lowry, then Smith, and Michael Kuritz. And the 1-0 pitch is swung and hammered foul. And the count's evened up at 1-1. So you got the Lowry brothers in the lineup today, Evan Lowry and Liam Lowry. Both of them playing baseball at Navy, but come from an Army family, as the 1-1 pitch is low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Liam and Evan Lowry's father in the Army. They said they grew up Army fans, and it was strange for them when they first came to Navy to start rooting for Navy. It's the 2-1 delivery now, swung and chopped over to first on a high hop. McKenna will shovel to the pitcher covering the bag, and for the first time in this game, Giovinco has retired the leadoff batter. But be interesting for the Lowry family today. When I talked to the Lowry brothers earlier in the year, asked them if their father at least roots for them when they play Army, and Liam said, well, I know he's certainly rooting for us. I don't necessarily know about the team. So the Lowrys, who come to every game somewhere in the stands, and probably unhappy Lowry was just retired there, but the 2-0 Army score as the first pitch is grounded to third by Smith, and he's retired. And so quickly, 2 outs here in the 5th inning for Giovinco, who's looking to make it 5 shutout innings.
Michael Kuritz.
And Michael Kuritz will come to the plate. Kuritz singled his first time up to set up first and second, 1 out in the 3rd. Now the first pitch to him here is taken inside, and the count's 1-0. Pitch up and in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ball grounded softly to left side past the diving Jaquin. Shortstop Martin will throw to first on a hop, and it's not in time. Not sure if that had been gloved cleanly by McKenna. They would have had a play on Kuritz anyway, and so it's the second hit of the ball game for Kuritz. He's 2 for 2, and a 2-out base runner now. And Giovinco, who's faced the minimum in an inning a couple of times in the first and the second, has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet, and Kuritz prevents that here in the 5th. And Logan Knowles now will come to the plate. First pitch should bunt, pulled back, and it's a ball down low, and the count's 1-0. Giovinco hasn't faced a ton of batters, but he's run some deep counts and is now at 78 pitches. The other side, Song's had a couple of quick innings here in the 4th and the 5th, and 66 pitches through 5 innings, the 2 runs allowed in the 3rd. And now a ball upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Navy fell behind 2-0 in the top half of the 3rd inning. 3 straight batters reach with 1 out. And now a mound visit here as Rozoff to have a word with Giovinco. Rozoff, the 4-year starter for Army. Great season last year and duplicated it this year. Back-to-back first-team All-Patriot League honoree, Patriot League Player of the Year this year. Pitch, it's called a strike, and it's 2-1 here to Knowles. Knowles, a guy who started his career at Navy as an infielder, moved to center field last year as the pitch here hit in the air down the right field line. Titus over towards the corner, and it's gone! Logan Knowles with just his 3rd career home run. First over the fence. The other 2 were inside the park home runs, and the senior comes through with a 2-run home run here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it's tied 2-2. Really a shocking home run for Knowles. Just put it straight down the line, and warm weather carried far enough, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-2 game. And Zach Biggers will come to the plate. So it looked like it was going to be an easy inning for Giovinco. 2 quick outs. Then Kuritz reached on the infield single, and Knowles pops one over the right field wall. And all of a sudden, tied back up at 2. Zach Biggers ahead in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch swung and popped him way up behind the plate. Rozoff rips the mask off, trying to shade his eyes from the sun, and he'll put it away for the final out here in the 5th. But not before Navy ties it up here in the 5th inning. They score 2 runs in the inning. Go to the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game as Noah Song has fallen behind the leadoff batter here in the 6th, 2-0. Anthony Jaquin was at the plate when the top of the 5th ended. Hurtaby is being caught stealing. Now hits that one in the air out towards pretty deep right center field. Knowles going back to the track at the wall. It's gone. Anthony Jaquin answers the home run from Logan Knowles to lead off the top of the 6th inning. And just like that, Army is back in front, 3-2. Jaquin, the freshman, with his 2nd home run of the season, having a huge game. Now 3 for 3. He's knocked in 2 of the 3 Army runs, and Army wastes no time getting back out in front. It's 3-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. What an answer from the freshman Jaquin, Patriot League Rookie of the Year. First pitch here to Martin is taken for a ball down and away, and it counts 1-0. Pitch grounded over to short on a backhand. Kuritz will have to hurry to first, then it's picked out by Hodge. Nice place there. Nice play there by Hodge to scoop that one out. And there's one away here in the 6th inning. Matt Hutchins will come to the plate. We've seen Hodge pretty much all season be able to scoop those ones out at first base. He's done a nice job with the glove. Guy who's played some catcher as well, but pretty much cemented at first base as Hudgens cuts and misses at the first pitch, and the count is 0-1. Hudgens 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 2nd, flat out to center in the 3rd. The 0-1 is down and in. It's evened up at 1-1. So you look at Noah Song, who now in back-to-back weeks has given up a home run after he had allowed just 1 the entire season for Navy, and that came in his very first start of the year. It's the pitch called a strike, and it's 1-2. He gave up a home run on February 16th against Gardner-Webb, and then did not give up another one until last week, last Saturday the 12th against Holy Cross, and now another one here in this one. 1-2, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's now 7 strikeouts for Song. And there's 2 away here in the 6th for Drake Titus. So 2 straight weeks now in which Song has given up a home run, and this one has put Army back in front 3-2 as Titus fouls off the first pitch. That counts 0-1. So you got the home run by Logan Knowles in the bottom of the 5th inning, his first over-the-fence home run of his career. 3rd overall. He had 2 inside the park home runs his first couple of years. That one tapped up the first baseline. Song off the mound will underhand to first, then he bounces back after the home run and retires 3 batters in a row. But not before Anthony Jaquin gives Army the lead back here in the 6th inning. The solo home run. It's 3-2 Army as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. So we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 3-2, Army retaking the lead in the top half of the 6th on the leadoff home run by Anthony Jaquin. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Tyler Giovinco back out for his 6th inning of work. He gave up his first runs of this game in the bottom half of the 5th inning on the Logan Knowles home run. And now 3-4-5 due up. Stephen Bourne will lead things off, showing bunt, pulls back, and it's called strike. And the count is 0-1. Bourne, then Hodge and Lowry here in the 6th inning for Navy. The 0-1 delivery up high, and it's evened up at 1-1. So Navy scoring their 2 runs in the 5th inning after Giovinco had retired the first 2 batters of the inning in a row. Then an infield single and the home run as that one grounded just foul at the third base line. And it's 1-2. So first 4 innings, Navy had put the leadoff batter on, didn't score. And then in the 5th inning, leadoff batter retired, as was the second batter of the inning. And Navy ended up getting their first runs of the game. Go figure. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Now swung a little blooper out towards left center field. It'll hang up for Hurtubise to get there and make the catch, and Bourne is retired. 1 away here in the 6th, and Christian Hodge will come to the plate. Let's see how deep Giovinco is able to go in this game after retiring the first batter here in the 6th inning. He's at 88 pitches. And Christian Hodge will stand in against him. First pitch is a strike, and the count is 0-1. Pitch swung on and hit in the air down the right field line. Titus giving chase towards the corner, and that one's going to one-hop up against the wall. Hodge around first, trying for second. He'll pull in there with a 1-out double. And Navy has that tying run in the scoring position here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Hodge with the double. Another extra base hit for him against Giovinco. And he's in scoring position for Evan Lowry. Lowry 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. So the pitch is a called strike, and it counts 0-1, but had Stephen Bourne go first to third on that single, and then Lowry on the throw to third. Tried to get himself to second and was thrown out and really killed the rally opportunity for Navy in that 4th. So the pitch, another strike, and it's quickly 0-2 to him. Would have had first and third 1 out. Instead, it was a runner at third, 2 outs, and then Williamson struck out, and that ended the inning. So now he bats, trying to get home that tying run from second. Hodge over there, but behind in the count 0-2, and is able to lay off that one. Counts ball and 2 strikes. So Navy with 7 hits in this game, out hitting Army 7-5, but trailing where it matters. On the runs department, it's 3-2 Army. A pitch outside, and it's evened up at 2-2. By the time this inning is over, Giovinco is likely going to be very close or above 100 pitches. So it'll be decision time at some point for Army. As a quiet bullpen right now. 1 out in the 6th. Pitch swung on and popped up out towards shallow right. Titus coming in and slides and makes the catch for the second out here in the 6th inning. Nice play by Titus with a long way to go to get in on that one. Makes the play. Hodge has to stay at second. Now Jacob Williamson come to the plate. Seen Giovinco up over even 110 pitches a couple of times this season. His last outing last week against Bucknell, he threw 114 pitches. Season high is 117 pitches, so he should be good for at least 1 more inning after this one, should he get through the 6th. First things first, Jacob Williamson stands in, grounds first pitch to third, played on a backhand by Jaquin, throw across, and he's out of the jam once again here in the 6th inning. So Hodge the 1-out double, but Navy cannot take advantage, and they strand the tying run in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Go to the 7th, 3-2, Army leads. Head to the top half of the 7th inning, 3-2, Army leading Navy, and the second pitch of the inning is ripped out towards left field, and that's a base hit for McKenna, who had struck out his first 2 times up against Song, but starts things off here in the 7th inning with a leadoff single. And so the leadoff batter aboard for the 3rd straight inning here against Song. Last inning it was a Jaquin home run. Inning before, Hurtubise walked, and now here in the 7th, McKenna on for the first time with a single.
Stepping in, left fielder Anthony Crompton.
And Anthony Crompton will come to the plate. So maybe had the opportunity in the bottom half of the 6th inning to game tied back up at a runner at second, 1 out, but are not able to come through. Both Lowry and Williamson retired back-to-back. Now expecting the bunt, and that one's bunted up the first baseline. It'll trickle foul. The count is 0-1. Crompton's 0 for 2. He struck out in the 2nd inning, then grounded out to short in the 4th. So he ended the 2nd and 4th innings. Now bats with Crompton aboard first, trying to get that bunt down here to move an insurance run into scoring position. Crompton tied for the league lead in sack bunts this year with 9 of them, tied with Koritz. Bunts that one, again foul, as Song came up and in on him with a fastball and just in self-defense bunted it foul. And so now 2 strikes on him. So Crompton a good bunter. We'll see if Army elects to keep it on here. The 2-strike count and nobody out here with the leadoff batter standing over at first. The Championship Series best of 3 here in the Patriot League determine who goes to the NCAA tournament. 0-2 do keep the bunt on. He bunts it foul and he strikes out for the first out here in the 7th inning. Big strikeout there for Song, his 8th of the game.
Top batter for Army, center fielder Jacob Hurtubise.
And Hurtubise will come to the plate. First pitch to him, over for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Hurtubise 0 for 2, grounded out in the 1st and the 3rd, and then in the 5th inning, did draw a leadoff walk, but Alex Smith threw him out, trying to steal second for the final out in that inning. Now he bats with the runner over at first base, and the 0-1 fouled it straight back, and quickly Song's ahead of the batter, 0-2. Up at the 7th here. Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Rained out on Friday, rained out on Saturday, and playing 1 game today, and then schedule is to be determined for the rest of the series, whether they'll play a doubleheader on Monday or try to get 1 in on Monday and then 1 on Tuesday. Pitch is low. It counts 1-2. Either way, all games here in Annapolis. Navy will be the home team here in Game 1, and then they'll flip it for Game 2. Army will be the designated home team. And the 1-2 pitch. So we got a weak grounder up the first base long. Song will have to hurry to first, and he just got him. Nice play by Song. Looked like he did not have a good grip on that ball when he picked it up with the bare hand and had to really heave it over to first to get the speedy Hurtubise. And he was able to do so for a big second out here in the 7th inning. Runner does move into scoring position, though. McKenna over to second on the ground out. That's the Patriot League Player of the Year, Rosoff, an opportunity to try to add an insurance run for Army. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Drew a couple of walks in the 1st and the 3rd, scored a run in the 3rd, and popped out to second his last time up. So big spot here. Rosoff versus Song, trying to prevent that insurance run, and the first pitch comes down and in, and the count is 1-0. Rosoff tied for second in the Patriot League in runs batted in. Look at in Patriot League play, though, he knocked in more runs than anybody. So he's got the opportunity for the 2-out RBI here. Here's the pitch to him, swung on and lined out towards left field. Lowry coming on, he slides and makes the catch. to save a run here in the 7th inning. So Rose off the liner to left. Lowry makes the play, and Song out of the jam. No runs in the inning on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. Stretch time here at Max Bishop Stadium. It's 3-2. Army leading Navy. In the bottom half of the 7th inning, score remains 3-2 as a nice sliding catch there by Evan Lowry to end the top of the 7th and prevent a run from scoring. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Tyler Giovinco is back out for his 7th inning of work here. In the bottom half of the 7th, he'll deal with the bottom third of the lineup. Liam Lowry will lead things off, and it's a first pitch strike. Count is 0-1. Lowry, Smith, Koritz here in the 7th. Navy trailing Army by a run, 3-2. As the pitch down and away, and the count's evened up at 1-1. You have Cam Opp, second team all Patriot League relief pitcher, throwing for Army. So Army's top relief pitcher getting loose. Expect to see him if Giovinco gets in any trouble here in the inning. As that one tapped just past the mound, third baseman Jaquin will fire across. And able to get Lowry to start things off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And that'll bring Alex Smith to the plate. .98 pitches now for Giovinco in this game. First pitch to Smith, called a strike, and the count's 0-1. So the difference right now, the Jaquin leadoff home run in the 6th inning. It's 3 for 3 in this game. He's knocked in 2 of the 3 runs. Pitch taken for a strike, and the count's 0-2. And saw it last time up for Smith as well. You got the big pull defense on for the catcher Smith. 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. And the pitch taken low, and the count is 1-2. So the second baseman White has moved over to the shortstop side of the bag there at second. Shortstop shaded closer to third. The pitch swung and popped him up right side of the infield. Foul territory. McKenna Rosoff there, and it's Rosoff who will make the catch. 2 up and 2 down for Giovinco here in the 7th. Now up over 100 pitches, trying to get through 7 innings with the lead. And it's Michael Koritz who will come to the plate. Koritz is 2 for 2. Reached on an infield single his last time up in the 5th inning. And then ended up scoring on the 2-run home run by Logan Knowles. Pitch to him here is taken low, and the count's 1-0. So the only runs of the game for Navy to this point on the first career over-the-fence home run by the senior Knowles, the team captain. The pitch almost hit him, and now it's 2 balls and no strikes. And Rosoff is going to go out to the mound to have a word. Wonder if Koritz reaches, if that would be the end of the line for Giovinco. So you got Cam Opp waiting in the bullpen, started throwing during the last half inning. So should be ready, should he be needed, but Giovinco's retired. First 2 batters of the 7th inning in a row, getting Lowry and Smith. Now falling behind Koritz, 2-0. The pitch here is a chopper left side of the infield. Shortstop Martin has it, fires across, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Giovinco. First time in this game he has set the side down in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll head to the 8th. Very first pitch of the 8th inning was singled right back through the middle by Josh White. So the leadoff batter here in the 8th is aboard, and Anthony Jaquin will come to the plate. So leadoff single by White, his 2nd hit of the game, and now Anthony Jaquin, who's been the offensive star of the game for Army, will come up. The leadoff batter aboard, and Bobby Applegate's going to go out and have a word here with Noah Song. The Navy bullpen is not visible from our vantage point. Would expect that somebody had been throwing, but Song is only at 89 pitches, but that looks like it's going to be the end of the road for him here after allowing the leadoff single here in the 7th inning. So a strong game for Song, but gave up the 2 runs in the 3rd inning. RBI single by Jaquin, sack bunt, and the RBI by Trey Martin in that inning gave him a 2-0 lead. And then Anthony Jaquin, who's really gotten the better of Song in this game, coming to the plate. So Bobby Applegate and Paul Kostakopoulos opting to not have Song face Jaquin for a 4th time in this game. You got Jaquin coming up, who hit the home run in the 6th inning to lead off that frame, give Army the lead back, make it a 3-2 ball game. And Jaquin also singled in the 1st inning, also ripped the ball in the 3rd inning for an RBI single, just ripped it past Biggers. And so Song not given the opportunity to face Anthony Jaquin for a 4th time in this game, as he was 3 for 3 with 2 of the 3 RBIs. So instead, it'll be the senior Colin Brady who will come on and work here in the 7th inning, try to keep this a 1-run ball game. Brady threw extremely well last weekend against Holy Cross in his 1 appearance, 3 shutout innings, 4 hits, and dropped his ERA to 2.40 on the season. So that was team leading 19th appearance of the season. He's 3-0, 2.40 earned run average, 45 innings of work, struck out 24 and walked 7. A guy who dropped down to sidearm this year. They talked to him about it before fall ball, so he started working on it this year. And now the senior has had a tremendous year throwing from that sidearm position. And really amazing when you look at the numbers for him. Just 7 walks on the season. And he said coming into it, one of his concerns was being able to command the pitches. And he has had no issues with command throughout this year. 7 walks in 45 innings of work for Brady. So he comes on here with the runner at first base and nobody out here in the 8th inning, trying to keep it a 1-run game. Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series, a 3-2 Army lead. Anthony Jaquin will stand in. He's the difference in this ball game. Leadoff home run in the 6th to make it a 3-2 game, and that's where we stand now. Now Smith will go out and give the signals to the infield. Both of these teams like to play small ball, but wouldn't think that the way Jaquin has swung the bat that this would be a bunting situation. As throw to first to check on White. He's back in with the dive. White does run a lot, hasn't had a ton of success, just 6 for 17. First pitch, swinging, grounds it into the glove of Hodge, who made a diving catch. He'll just take the shore out over at first. So a diving stop there by Hodge. Nice play to get Jaquin. So the first time he's been retired, and it took a really nice defensive play by Hodge over at first to get him. White down to second, though, on the play. So a runner in scoring position, and Trey Martin will come to the plate. So Jaquin retired for the first time in this game, but does move that runner over to second base into scoring position. So Army trying to add another run here in the top half of the 8th inning. Brady's pitch is taken for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Martin officially 0 for 2 in this game. Did get that RBI on the bunt in the 3rd inning. And White and Jaquin have done pretty much all the damage, though, for Army in this game. They've combined for 5 of the 7 hits. Pitch there, ripped foul, left side. It's 0-2. Martin, a guy who had a nice series against Bucknell last week in the PL semifinals. 6 for 12, 4 runs batted in. Hit safely in all 3 games. And now the 0-2 delivery, swinging just got a piece of it. A foul tip there at the plate that Smith couldn't hold on to. And count remains no balls and 2 strikes here to Martin. Now the 0-2 pitch, swinging a liner down the left field line. That's going to be in for a base hit, go to the wall, and score another Army run. White around third, he will score. Pulling into second with his first hit of the ball game is Martin. A big insurance run. It's going to be charged to Song, and a 4-2 Army lead here in the 8th inning. So the junior Martin comes through with a big hit here, an RBI double. 0-2 pitch. Colin Brady couldn't put him away, and second straight week now that Song, he's going to be charged with 4 runs. So charged with 4 runs last week, not all of them earned though. Last week against Holy Cross in a Game 1 loss, and now here, a pinch hitter here. Rob Regine is going to pinch hit here for Army, as Matt Hudgens was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and Regine comes in to pinch hit for him with still a runner in scoring position, only 1 out here in the 8th inning. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a 1-hopper to short. Koritz will look the runner back to second, throw to first, and Regine is retired, and that'll bring Drake Titus to the plate.
Next up, right fielder, Drake Titus.
Closed the book on Song in this game, and after giving up a couple of runs in the 3rd inning, looked like he had settled in, but leadoff home run by Jaquin in the 6th inning allows the leadoff batter to reach here in the 8th. It comes around to score and ends up being 7 innings, 4 runs on 7 hits for Song, and right now in line for the loss for the 2nd straight week. Pitch here, a little looper over the head of Biggers, drop into right field. Around third is Martin. He will score without a throw, and Titus comes through with the 2-out RBI single, and it's now 5-2 Army as they have tacked on 2 runs here in the 8th inning, giving themselves a 3-run lead. And here's Bobby Applegate, who's going to come out to the mound to have a word here with Colin Brady, as came into this game and got the first batter that he faced, Jaquin, to ground out, although it was sharply hit. But then the RBI double by Martin after Regine grounded out. Drake Titus comes through with the RBI single, and so Brady not getting the job done. Inherited runners scores, and then a run of his own as well. And up the RBIs to Trey Martin and Drake Titus. And so now a 5-2 Army lead. So Army in great position now, 6 outs away from taking Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Obviously a familiar position for Navy. Talked about it last week when Navy dropped Game 1 of the Patriot League semifinals. Navy, that Game 1 loss last week, 10 consecutive losses in Game 1 of the Patriot League semifinals. Now they have won some Game 1s in the Championship Series, as the first pitch is a called strike and the count's 0-1. Last time Navy went to the Patriot League, or won the Patriot League Championship, it was 2016, and it was a 3-game set against Holy Cross, but they took Game 1 in that one. 2015, they lost Game 1 to Lehigh, came back and won Game 2 before dropping Game 3, and so maybe not a ton of success in Game 1s, especially for this senior class, who's been the #1 seed in the tournament all 4 years. Pitch here, lifted in the air out towards right. Bourne is there. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. But not before Army tacks on 2 more runs here in the 8th inning. They score 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 1 runner on base. Go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 5-2 Army, now leading Navy. Go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's a 5-2 Army lead. So Army 6 outs away from taking Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Ben Gordon Goldstein back with you. Some changes for Army. New pitcher into the ball game. Cam Opp, second-team All-Patriot League relief pitcher, will come in, try to get the final 6 outs of this game to nail down save and a Game 1 victory for Army, and now we'll have the benefit of a couple of insurance runs as well. So a 3-run lead now for Opp as he tries to get the final 6 outs of this game. Defensive changes. Tim Simoes comes in to play second. Josh White is going to move from second to third, and Anthony Jaquin is going to move from third to first. So after all that, it's McKenna out of the ball game at first, and then some changes in the infield. Simoes comes into play. Second base is the one changed there. And Navy will have the top of the lineup up here, trailing it by 3 runs now. So the tack-on inning there for Army, scoring 2 runs as Colin Brady came in and allowed an inherited runner to score, and then a run of his own for the 2 runs in the top half of the 8th inning. So Army now leads at 5-2. They've got their top relief pitcher into the ball game to try to finish it off over these final 2 innings and go through the top of the lineup. Logan Knowles will lead things off for Navy. He's got a couple of hits in this game, and the first pitch is up high. Counts 1-0. So Knowles, the 2-run home run in the 5th inning. First career over the fence home run, 3rd career home run overall. The other 2 were inside the Parkers. The pitch up high, and the counts 2-0. Also singled in the first. And a 2-0 up at no strikes. Pitch misses outside, ball 4. So Opp comes in here and walks the first batter of the inning, and the senior Knowles is on base for the 3rd time in this game. Look at the numbers for Opp on the year. This is his 21st appearance, now 15th relief appearance. 5-2, a 2.52 ERA, 53 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 61 and walked now 22 with the walk to Knowles, and so the leadoff batter is aboard. And here's Zach Biggers, who's they struggled over the last couple of weeks here for Navy, and the first pitch comes up and into him, and the count is 1-0. Biggers, the 2 for 13 weekend last week against Holy Cross, and now 0 for 3 in this game. So he's just 2 for 16 in the tourney. They're leading Navy in hitting in the regular season. Pitch down and in, and Opp has not thrown a strike yet here in the 8th inning. Messina was throwing last half inning, continues throwing out there for Army. Opp's pitch does get that one over for a strike, and it's 2-1. So 6 straight balls for Opp to start the 8th before getting that one over for a strike, and now his 2-1 delivery high and away. It's 3-1, and Opp is in jeopardy of walking back-to-back batters to begin this 8th and bring the tying run to the plate for Navy. The 3-1 pitch, high and away, ball 4. And so 2 straight walks, 9 pitches, 8 of them balls for Opp to begin things here in the 8th inning. And it's given Navy some life here after Army scored the 2 runs in the top half of the 8th inning. Make it a 5-2 ball game. Opp has come into this ball game and top relief pitcher on this Army squad. And didn't have command issues in the regular season. But going to have a mound visit here and see how long they're going to let Opp stay into this ballgame, as the entire infield's going to come in and join the conference on the mound. Coach Jim Foster out there to have a word with Opp. His 2nd season at the helm. for Army, trying to get them into the NCAA tournament. Be the first time since 2013 as Army won the Patriot League tournament in back-to-back years in 2012 and in 2013. Overall, they've won the Patriot League tournament 7 times. Navy has done the same, 7-time champions. So one of these teams trying to be the first 8-time winner of the Patriot League tournament, get back to the NCAA tournament, and Opp will stay in the ball game. Bourne will stand in, the senior, and the first pitch is over for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Bourne 1 for 3. He's had some big hits in his career. Last week, he had the bases clearing triple in the top of the 10th inning of Game 2 to break a scoreless game and give Navy a 3-0 lead at that point. They won 4-0 in 10, and quickly 2 strikes on him. A couple of years ago, he had a walk-off home run against Holy Cross in Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. And time is called by the home plate umpire to dust off the plate, with Bourne behind in the count 0-2. Bourne had a walk-off hit against Ryder earlier this year as well. So he bats here with 2 on and nobody out, but quickly behind in the count 0-2. So look to second, and the pitch, swinging a tapper over to the left side of the infield. Martin's only play is the first, where he just does get Bourne. A nice play for the first out here in the 8th inning. It will move 2 runners up a bag. Knowles over to third, Biggers to second, but Martin just getting Bourne to prevent what could have been a bases loaded, no out opportunity. And Rozoff is going to go out and have another word there with Opp on the mound, as Martin was kind of shaded closer to second base and double play depth. So he had to range over to his right to make that play and throw off balance, and Bourne does run well, so tough play there. Gets the out at first. Navy, though, does have 2 runners in scoring position. Only 1 out, and here's Hodge, who doubled his last time up. And the first pitch is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. So those 2 runs that Army was able to tack on in the top of the 8th inning loom large, especially 2-out RBI single by Drake Titus. Navy has 2 runners in scoring position. 0-1 way high and away, and catcher Rozoff able to glove it. Something popped out of his glove there, and Hodge pointing out to him where it went. And something popped out of the glove there, and Rozoff kind of looking it over, and Hodge will step out of the box. A little equipment delay here. And Rozoff appears to be ready to go. So Hodge will dig back in. Hodge again 1 for 2 in this game. He drew a walk in the 2nd, doubled in the 6th inning. But last time these teams met, Hodge was the bulk of the offense in that 3-game sweep by Navy over Army. 3 home runs in the series. Pitch high and away, and now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hodge 8 for 12, 3 home runs, 6 runs batted in that series. It was really Game 1 where he did much of his damage at Fenway Park. Hit 2 home runs, drove in 3 runs. 2-1 delivery outside, ball 3, and now Opp. Jeopardy of his 3rd walk of the inning, which would load up the bases, but the tying run on base and the potential go-ahead run at the plate for Army here in the bottom of the, for Navy rather, here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-1 delivery taken for a strike. And it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here, 1 out in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Huge pitch coming in this game. Payoff pitch, swung on and fouled it off down the right field line. Remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Opp walked the first 2 batters of this 8th inning on 9 pitches. got Bourne to ground out on a nice play by Martin at short. And now trying to deal with Hodge here with the count run full. Knowles at third and Biggers at second. Payoff pitch once again, and again fouled back. Both starters out of this game. Both of them went 7 innings. Right now, Giovinco in line for the win. Song in line for the loss, and a 5-2 Army lead. Payoff pitch again. It's a called third strike, looking in at the knees. Huge strikeout for Opp, who comes back to get Hodge after he fell behind him 3-1. And now he's retired back-to-back batters after walking the first 2 of this inning. And a chance to get out of this 8th inning, without surrendering a run, as Evan Lowry will come to the plate. Huge strikeout there. Hodge ahead in the count, 3-1. Ends up going down looking. First pitch to Lowry, swinging a grounder right side. Second baseman Samos is there. He throws to first, and the side is retired. So Opp walks the first 2 of the 8th inning, but does not allow a run. No runs in the inning, no hits, 2 runners left on base. Head to the 9th, 5-2 Army. Go to the 9th, 5-2 Army leading Navy. Ben Goldstein back with you. Third pitcher of the ball game in for Navy is the right-hander Trey Seabrook will come on after Colin Brady allowed an inherited runner to score in the 8th and one of his own to give Army that 3-run lead. So now Seabrook will come on here in the 9th. Face Anthony Crompton to start things off, and the first pitch is grounded right through the left side of the infield for a base hit. So Crompton gets his first hit of the ball game and leadoff single, second straight inning that Army has not only led off the inning with a single, but a first pitch single. Crompton's aboard. Jacob Hurtubise will come to the plate. So Army, regardless of what they do here in the top of the 9th inning, 3 outs away from taking game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series from Navy. This is a senior class for Navy that's been the #1 seed in the Patriot League tournament all 4 seasons. They have been here in Annapolis. Hurtubise showing bunt on the first pitch and pulls back on a ball. It counts 1-0. 2015, this class lost in 3 games in the Patriot League Championship Series to Lehigh. 2016, they beat Holy Cross to get to the NCAA tournament. Last year, swept by Bucknell in the first round. This year, battling with Army as he bunts through that one. And the count's evened up at 1-1. On the other side, Army back-to-back Patriot League championships in 2012 and 2013, trying to get back there to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013, and they are 3 outs away from taking a 1-game-to-none lead in the championship series. Showing bunt, and bunts that one to third. Williamson looked at second, but he'll take the shore out over at first. So the sac bunt there by Hurtubise. Crompton down to second, and John Rosoff will come to the plate. Rosoff came into this game riding a 6-game hitting streak, and so far he's been on base a couple of times, but hitless, 0 for 2. Walked in the 3rd, scored a run, scored the first run of the game, in fact, for Army, and looks like Navy's going to intentionally walk him here and not give him a chance. So looks like unless Navy rallies in the bottom of the 9th, it's going to be the end of the road for the hitting streak for Rosoff, who was tremendous last week against Bucknell, going 7 for 13, and has scored a run today and going on base a couple of times, and this will be 3 times that he's been on base in this game. But Navy's not going to give him an opportunity to swing the bat. It's the 3rd intentional ball is dealt. And to do one more here, got Crompton over at second. Rosoff will be at first after that fourth intentional ball is dealt. And so 2 runners aboard. So it does set up the double play now for Navy. He's got Josh White coming to the plate. White has singled a couple of times. And now Paul Kostakopoulos is going to go out to the mound, and this is going to be a mound visit of defensive positioning and strategy rather than a pitching conference. Bobby Applegate normally goes out to talk to the pitchers and make the pitching changes. Paul Kostakopoulos out to talk the positioning here, first and second, trying to keep it a 3-run game as Navy will have 6, 7, 8 due up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Williamson, Liam Lowry, and Alex Smith. So they trail it 5-2. Army adding 2 runs in the top half of the 8th inning. Now a couple more runners on base in the 9th.
Stepping in, third baseman, Josh White.
10 hits in this game. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Navy 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And Josh White, tie hit game for him, stands in. There's at first and second. Seabrook sets, and the pitch is a strike, and the count's 0-1. Seabrook 2 for 4, or White 2 for 4 rather. Singleton scored a run in the 3rd inning. Singleton scored a run in the 8th inning. Guy who really swung the bat well in Patriot League play after he got off to a slow start to the season. The pitch high to him, and it's 1-1. White came into Patriot League play batting just .214, but hit .342 in Patriot League play and finished the season batting .292. And time was called before Seabrook delivered that pitch home. So late time granted there. And no pitch. So home plate umpire Tim McCaffrey. Count, ball and a strike. Army trying to tack on once again here in the 9th inning. Got runners at first and second. 1 out, and the pitch is lined out towards left. Lowry coming on. He can't make the play, and it's going to scoot past him and roll all the way to the wall. Crompton will score. Rosoff around third. He will score. Pulling into third is White, and it will be a 2-run triple and a 7-2 Army lead. So White with a 3-hit game. That one, Lowry, who made a great diving catch at the end of the 7th to prevent a run from scoring, not able to make the play on that one, and it ends up going down as a triple for White. Picks up 2 RBIs, and Army has now opened this one up with 2 runs in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and they still have a runner at third. Infield in all the way around. Jakeen takes a first pitch ball. Counts 1-0. So what was a pretty close game throughout. 3-2 game after 7 innings, but Army getting the big 2 runs in the 8th inning, 2 more here in the 9th inning, and they open this one up in the latter portion as the Navy bullpen not getting the job done. Colin Brady allowing an inherited runner to score in a run of his own, and now here in the 9th inning, Trey Seabrook allowing a couple of runs, and still a chance for more for Army as Jakeen is the star of the game early. The plate, and he lifts that one in the air out towards shallow right center field. Should be deep enough to score the run as Knowles makes the catch. Runner tags from third, and White will score. It's a sac fly for Jakeen. Now 3 runs batted in on the afternoon for Jakeen, and an 8-2 Army lead. So now 5 runs in the 8th and 9th innings combined for Army.
Stepping in shortstop, Trey Martin.
And Trey Martin will come to the plate. First pitch to him, over for a strike. Martin had the RBI double in the 8th inning. At that point, made it a 4-2 game. Pitch, tap foul, and now it's 0-2. Also had an RBI in the 3rd on a squeeze play and scored White. So a couple of RBIs for him. It's the 3, 4, 5 hitters that have done pretty much all the damage in this one for Army. Pitch misses inside for a ball. You look at White, Jaquin, Martin. They have combined for 7 hits and 7 runs batted in. So 7 of the 11 hits, 7 of the 8 runs batted in. Also scored 5 of the 8 runs. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out in the side. Is retired. Not before Army tacks on 3 more runs here in the 9th inning. They score the 3 runs on 2 hits and nobody left on base. Go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. It's 8-2. So 8-2, Army now leads this game over Navy. They've added 5 runs over the last 2 innings, 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th inning to take what was a 1-run game up to a 6-run advantage as Cam Opp remains out there. And Opp did walk the first 2 batters of the 8th inning, but then set down 3 in a row to get out of the inning without surrendering a run. And even though it's a 6-run game, if Opp gets the final 3 outs since he came into a 3-run game, he is still in line for the save. And so he'll face Jacob Williamson to lead things off here in the 9th inning. So Army, the 8-2 lead, 3 outs away from taking Game 1 of the championship series. Williamson hitless in this one. One defensive change for Army. John Rosoff, the catcher, is out of the game, and Brendan Sirianni is in behind the plate to catch here in the 9th inning. Rosoff didn't get a hit, so his hitting streak snapped, but did walk 3 times and scored a couple of runs in this one. A 2-0 pitch fouled off, and it's 2-1. So Williamson, Lowry, Smith here in the 9th inning. Got Opp throwing his 2nd inning of relief work after Tyler Giovinco. 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits. Another foul ball there, and it's 2-2. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks on 105 pitches. So he's in line for the victory. Noah Song, unless Navy can get a huge rally here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, in line for his 2nd straight loss as the pitch fouled off, and it's 2-2. Song, 2nd straight week that he surrenders 4 runs. Really amazing to see what he's done over the last 2 weeks, because he had a stretch of 6, make it 7 consecutive weeks, Song, in which he allowed either 1 earned run or 0 earned runs. Pitch there, jammed them, grounded right to short. Martin will fire way high and over everybody, and it ended up in the Army dugout, and there'll be an error, and Williamson will head over to second. So Martin just airmailed that one, not close, and it'll be an E6 and a runner at second base with nobody out for Navy. So Navy's had a lot of opportunities in this game with the leadoff batter aboard. In fact, the leadoff batter has reached in now 6 of the 9 innings for Navy. But the only inning in which they scored was one in which the leadoff batter did not reach. A little jam shot pop-up down the third base line, played on a hop by White, and he airmails it, threw it away. Williamson will end up at third. To second is Lowry, so a little bit of sloppy play here. 2 extremely high throws, and the first 2 batters of the inning have reached on back-to-back errors, and now Navy's going to have a pinch hitter. Matthew Wilcox is going to pinch hit for Alex Smith. And the head coach, Jim Foster, out to maybe talk to the infield more than his pitcher, Opp, who's gotten a couple of balls on the infield. One to Martin. Martin earlier in the game, in fact, last inning in the 8th inning when it was still a 5-2 game, made a really nice play on a Stephen Bourne grounder to short. It was first and second, nobody out, and had Bourne reached, it would have been bases loaded, nobody out. And made that play, but then Bourne started off this 9th inning by throwing away a Williamson grounder, and then Josh White, maybe a little bit of a tougher play because had to rush over to first, but his throw wasn't anywhere close either. And so now Matthew Wilcox will pinch hit here for Navy. Alex Smith was 0 for 3. The first pitch to him is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wilcox played in 23 games this year, 8 starts. He's just 4 for 29. Guy that does get on base quite a bit, though. A lot of walks and hit by pitches, and that pitch is lined out towards left. Crompton slides and is able to make the catch. Tagging from third on the play is Williamson. A nice play by Crompton to make the first out here in the 9th, and it's now an 8-3 game with 1 out. And Michael Koritz will come to the plate. First pitch to Koritz is taken for a strike, and it gets 0-1. Koritz has 2 hits in this one. Reached on an infield single in the 5th with 2 outs, and the very next batter, Logan Knowles, popped a 2-run home run to, at that time, tie up the game at 2-2. But then Army scored 6 unanswered runs, starting with Jaquin's tie-breaking home run to lead off the top of the 6th inning, and then they broke it open in the 8th and the 9th. 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th inning, and so maybe the Army infield here to begin the 9th a little lackadaisical with that huge lead, making back-to-back errors to begin things. But the first out, now the pitch to Koritz is lifted in the air out towards left. Crompton going back, he started in, it's going to end up over his head, and 1 hop up against the wall. Lowry will score. Koritz will end up at second. Ball carried quite a bit more than maybe Crompton thought, and the wind is now blowing out, and it ends up over his head, so make it 3 defensive misplays here in the 9th inning. And Koritz ends up at second with the RBI double, 2 runs across, and now it's an 8-4 game with still only 1 out here in the inning, and Logan Knowles will come to the plate. So Army did this in the latter innings last week in both of their wins against Bucknell. The pitch is called a strike. It counts 0-1. In their first win in Game 2 last week, they held an 11-3 lead going into the 8th and ended up giving up 1 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th before winning 11-7. So the pitch to Knowles called a strike, and 0-2. And then in the decisive Game 3, after Army had taken the lead with a 3-run bottom of the 7th inning, Bucknell pushed across 2 runs in the top of the 8th to make it a 1-run game, and Army ended up winning that series 4-3 in Game 3. But they've given up some late inning runs, and that one a grounder to the shortstop Martin. This time an accurate throw to first. Knowles is retired, and that's the second out here in the 9th inning. And Zach Biggers will come to the plate as Koritz over to third. So Army had the big cushion and taking advantage of it. 2 runs across here in the inning. Both of them will be unearned runs, and still a 4-run lead for Army, and now 2 outs and 1 out away from that Game 1 victory. Biggers hitless on the day. And now Jim Foster is going to make the signal to the bullpen here, and he's going to make a pitching change with 2 outs in the 9th inning and a 4-run lead. It looked like he signaled over the to the first base umpire. And he did indeed, and so we have a pitching change with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So Opp is going to be done in this game. He gave up 2 unearned runs here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. First 2 batters of the inning reached on a couple of errors, so he gives up the 2 unearned runs. There's 36 pitches, and so Opp, who threw 2 innings on back-to-back days last weekend against Bucknell, trying to save as many pitches as they can for him this weekend as well. Last week he threw in the Game 1 loss to Bucknell, 2 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, and then came in and got the final 6 outs of the clincher, Game 3, through 2 shutout innings last week in Game 3, 2 perfect innings. In fact, 2 innings, no runs, no hits. He struck out 3, and so he is out of the ball game. And Army making the pitching change here as Jacob Cart is going to come in to try to get that final out here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So an 8-4 ball game, 2 errors, a sac fly, RBI double for Gritz on a ball that was also misplayed out there in left field. So after the ground out by Knowles, Zach Figures will be coming to the plate against Cart. You look at the numbers for Cart. This is his 18th appearance of the season, 16 of them now relief. 0-2 with a 3.60 earned run average. He does have 5 saves on the season. This not a save situation. Would have been one for Opp if he had gotten the final out of the ball game. 35 innings of work, 28 strikeouts, and 11 walks. So he'll come on to face Zach Figures to try to get this final out here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Again, tomorrow Army will be the home team in Game 2 as they'll try to go for the 2-game sweep of Navy and clinch their first Patriot League Championship since 2013. Should they be able to get this final out here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So Biggers to the plate, 0 for 3. He did draw one of the 2 walks by Opp to begin the 8th. And now the first pitch to him is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The set 0-1 delivery down and away, and it's evened up at 1-1. Pitch, swinging a miss there. Catcher missed the ball. Didn't look like they said foul ball, so it was live, but not far enough for Kurtz to try to come home, especially with a 4-run deficit. And count now, ball and 2 strikes, so Army 1 strike away from finishing this one off. Cart trying to get the final out of this game. Count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He sets. The pitch swung on in line down the right field line. That'll be a base hit and roll all the way towards the wall. Run will score. Biggers heading for second. He'll stop there, and so this one not quite over yet. Biggers the 2-out RBI double. Koritz scores, and now it's an 8-5 game. And Stephen Bourne will come to the plate. So Navy is 1 more base runner away from bringing the tying run up. Bourne at the plate. If he reaches, then Navy's leading home run hitter on the season, Christian Hodge, come to the plate. And again, Hodge, who has hit 3 home runs against Army this season. So here's Bourne, a senior, who's singled in the 4th inning. It's 1 for 4 overall. First pitch strike, and they count 0-1. Bourne singled in the 1st, ground outs in the 1st and the 8th, flied out to center in the 6th. Got Biggers at second as Navy has scored 3 runs here in the 9th. The 0-1, that's another strike, so second time now here in the 9th. Navy's down to their final strike. Biggers doubled on a 1-2 pitch. Now Bourne is in the hole, 0-2. He sets the pitch, swinging a grounder left side, diving stop by White, gets to his feet, no play anywhere. It'll be an infield single. Biggers ends up at third. Bourne the infield single, and all of a sudden, Christian Hodge comes to the plate representing the tying run in this ball game. Two errors, 3 hits here in the 9th inning, and Foster out to the mound. Got Logan Smith and Carter Van Guydenbreek throwing, and the sun is out here, but looks like there might also be a little bit of a light rain that has fallen as well. With 2 outs here in the 9th, so twice Navy down to their final strike, and twice they've been able to record hits. Biggers the RBI double, Bourne the infield single, and so Christian Hodge is going to come to the plate as the tying run, and it is not going to be against Jacob Cart. They're going to bring in Logan Smith to try to get this final out. So Jacob Cart came in, gave up a couple of hits to Biggers and Bourne. He is out, and now it's Logan Smith. So Giovinco threw the first 7 innings of this game. Then Cam Opp came in and threw an inning and 2/3. And was taken out after he got Knowles to ground out to short for the 2nd out of the 9th. Cart RBI double by Biggers, Bourne an infield single. Both of them came with 2 strikes, and now it's Logan Smith who's going to come in to try to get Hodge. Smith, this is his 5th game of the season. 5 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks for him. The sophomore right-hander out of Lufkin, Texas. So it was a 6-run Army advantage entering the bottom half of the 9th inning. 3 runs have scored, every run unearned in this inning because of the 2 errors to begin the frame. And Christian Hodge, who has 5 home runs on the season, including 3 against Army, and that wind is blowing out now. Saw it on the Koritz double earlier in this inning. Definitely carried a lot more than Crompton thought it would in left field. And so Hodge will have an opportunity here with runners at the corners and 2 outs in the inning. Again, back-to-back errors, one by White, one by Martin, to begin this inning to allow Williamson and Lowry to reach. After Wilcox hit a sac fly, Koritz doubled, Knowles grounded out to short, and then Biggers and Bourne each with a hit to keep this game alive. And now here's Christian Hodge. Runners at the corners, 8-5. Army leads this game. Army got 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to open up a 6-run lead. But now Navy has scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The outfield can't play any deeper than they are. Almost about a step in front of the warning track, and the first pitch to Hodge down in the dirt gets away. Runner's going to go over to second. Be a wild pitch there that allows Bourne to go to second. And so we'll take away the force out there at second base. Aside from that, it's not the Bourne run that matters. It's Hodge up at the plate. He's the tying run in this game. Now time is called. Hodge is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 9th inning, as Navy had only scored in the 5th on a 2-run home run by Knowles. Here's the 1-0 down in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Smith did walk 4 batters in 5 2/3 innings. Very limited opportunities for him this year, and now comes in a huge spot here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That's low, ball 3. And now 1 ball away from putting the tying run on base with Evan Lowry coming to the plate, and there's more action going out in the Army bullpen as well. And the pitch, that's over for a strike, and it's 3-1. So it was on 2 strikes that both Biggers and Bourne got their hits. And now Hodge, 3 balls and 1 strike. And the outfield extremely deep and no doubles defense. Wind is blowing out, and the 3-1 pitch swung on and lifted in the air out towards center field. Hurtubise has a long run in. He'll get there and make the catch. And Army has to hold their breath here in the bottom of the 9th inning, but they do end up getting the win here in Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Hodge represented the tying run after 3 runs had come across, but it's Army who gets the 8-5 Game 1 victory. Giovinco gets the win, Noah Song the loss, and again 8-5. Army beats Navy here in Game 1 of the Patriot League Championship Series. Take a break, come back, get you the stats and a full recap of this one. Once again, Army up 1-0 in the Patriot League Championship Series on an 8-5 win.